He's supposed to be Turkish. Some say his father was German. Nobody ever believed he was real. Nobody ever knew him or saw anybody that ever worked directly for him. But to hear Kobayashi tell it anybody could have worked for Soze, you never knew. That was his power. The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist. One story the guys told me, the story I believe, was from his days in Turkey. There was a gang of Hungarians that wanted their own mob. They realized that to be in power, you didn't need guns, or money, or even numbers. You just needed the will to do what the other guy wouldn't. After a while, they come into power, and then they come after Soze. He was small time then, just running dope, they say. They come to his home in the afternoon, looking for his business. They find his wife and kids in the house, and they decide to wait for Soze. Comes home to find his wife raped and children screaming. The Hungarians knew Soze was tough, not to be trifled with, so they let him know they meant business. They tell him they want his territory, all his business. Soze looks over the faces of his family. Then he showed these men of will what will really was. Him he would rather see his family dead than live another day after this. He lets the last Hungarian go. He waits until his wife and kids are in the ground, and then he goes after the rest of the mob. He kills their kids, he kills their wives, he kills their parents and their parents' friends. He burns down the houses they live in and the stores they work in. He kills people that owe them money. And like that, he's gone. Underground. Nobody's ever seen him since. He becomes a myth, a spook story that criminals tell their kids at night. Rat on your pop, and Kaiser Soze will get you. And no one ever really believes. Do you believe in him, Verbal? Keaton always said, I don't believe in God, but I'm afraid of him. Well, I believe in God, and the only thing that scares me is Kaiser Soze.
Alright, Shalom, this is Chanox Anban Yashar Allah from the GMS Lions in Camp. First and foremost, I'd like to say Ka Halayim La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Harukakadosh Ma'amah. Double honors to the elder apostles, great millstone, and salutation to the ark that are pushing the truth and sincerity and truth throughout the four corners of the earth, and peace and blessings to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. Alright. This lesson is based upon why we call the so-called white man the devil. Laying backing off the other brothers and the apostles that made their videos and decided, through the Spirit I was going to make one also. And the reason why I chose this clip from this movie, Usual Suspects, is because the guy that was playing the guy that was describing the devil in this movie, this wicked dude, he was actually the devil himself, and that's how the devil does it today. And the quote that he said was, his quote was, the biggest trick that the devil did was convince the world he never existed. All right, and so the devil will be standing right there in front of your face, and he'll try to convince you that somebody else is the devil, and it's not him. All right. But see, the thing is, that's why we're out there on the highways and byways as all right, so while this guy was describing all these things by Kaiser Soze, they had a sketch artist sketching and everything. So once they seen it print off and they were able to see that the image was him, And the thing about it is, we go out there on the highways and byways as sketch artists, painting the picture of the image of who the physical manifestation of Satan is, which is the devil, which is Esau, the so-called white man. And you got to understand the word devil just means deceiver. All right, because the scripture says the wicked are estranged from the womb, they go astray speaking lies. All right, so yeah, this is a good movie too to watch, man. Because that's just how the devil acts among us. He acts like he's not the devil when in all reality he is. All right. So as us being sketch artists and us painting the picture, we read the scriptures and kind of close our eyes and image the things that we and imagine or and envision the things that we're going to see come to pass. And I'm pretty sure that's what the apostles and everything were doing back in the ancient times, during the time of Yahushua, because what Paul say, the mystery of iniquity already doeth work, and I'm gonna get that. But basically, what I want to do is just like speak as it's kind of like a sketch artist and paint an image of who the devil would be. And at the end of the lesson, we're gonna see what picture, all right, that I present at the end as being, the devil, which so-called white man is the devil, but for the simple topic, I'm gonna show an image at the end. All right. So now I have the screen darkened, imagining if your eyes are closed, and I'm gonna go through a couple scriptures describing the devil. All right. This is St. John chapter 14, verse 30. It says, "Hereafter I will not talk much with you, for the prince of this world cometh and hath nothing in me." And that's a key point, right? He says he has nothing in me. He has no part of righteousness in him. All right? He has no part of Yahweh Shai within him. Okay? And no part of Yahweh Shai, he's no part of Yahweh Shai, vice versa. All right? And he was talking about the rise of the Caucasian race, with the Grecians and the Romans rising in the power and taking over the known world, okay? In which that was a blessing for them to do, okay? So I want to go back to Genesis chapter 27. It's chapter 27, verse 38. It says, "And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Esau is a brother of Jacob, all right? It says, And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, all right? And the dew of the dew of the heaven from above, all right? So his dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and the dew of the heaven from above. All right, so he's going to dwell all over the fatness of the earth. It says, By the sword thou shalt live, all right, and serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass that when thou shalt have the dominion, thou shalt break his yoke from off his neck. All right, and that happened in the book of Kings. So I think it's 2 Kings chapter 8. But in addition to that, that also happened that it was fully broken in 70 A.D. All right, when they took down what was it 74 A.D. when they took down Lachish, when the fall of Jerusalem, basically, is when they fully broke that yoke from off the neck. All right. So from that point, they went out and took over the known world. So remember that key point where it says, all right, it says, verse 39, 27 and 39, Genesis, it says, And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of the heaven from above. All right, so let's go from there to Job chapter 9, verse 24. It says, The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. All right. Matter of fact, before I get that, I want to get something else. I want to get Habakkuk. All right. All right, this is Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 5. It says, well, no, start at 3. It says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will come, because it will surely come, it will not tarry." All right. So, and what's being revealed is who the devil is, and these prophecies, um, and everything that was written in the book that was spoken of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is coming to existence, is coming to pass. It's being revealed, it's being manifest to the people. All right, through the people, just like how it says in Daniel, many shall be purified and made white, but the wicked shall continue to do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. All right, so it says, "Behold, his soul which is lifted up in him, which is lifted up, is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith." All right, so we live in the faith of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, and the rest of the world doesn't understand that they live. Their faith is towards the devil, whether they want to believe it or not. All right, that's how cunning the devil was. He created the people to. He doesn't care if you worship him directly or indirectly, as long as you worship him. Anything that's adverse to worshiping Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is of Satan, the adversary, which is the physical manifestation of the devil. All right, or the physical manifestation of Satan is the devil, the so-called white man. However, you have 2/3 of our nation and other nations that perform like this devil, that speak lies. All right, it says, "Yea, also," this is Habakkuk 2 and 5, it says, "Yea, also because he transgresses by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desires as hell." So you go back to Genesis 27 when it spoke of, it said, where Isaac told Esau that his dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, meaning he's gonna pretty much take over the whole world. And Job 94 said the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. All right, and how did he? And he said, "By the sword they shall live." All right, so and enlarges his desires as hell. He conquers and take over and robs, steals, and kills and pillages. It says the thief was sent down to kill, steal, and destroy, and that thief represents Esau. All right, it says. All right, it says, "He enlarges his desires as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathering up to him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people." All right, so it says, "Neither keepeth his home, and enlarges his desires as hell." So he can't stay in his own dwelling place. He's going to migrate and conquer and destroy the whole world. All right. Okay. It says, "Shall not all these take up a parable against him, a taunting proverb against him, and say, Woe unto him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay." Now that clay means debt, right? So this money system is part of that debt, but they're in debt to the Lord. So now they're gonna have to pay that. That recompense is gonna be paid in blood. Okay? It's gonna be paid in blood. Because once you understand that the word devil means deceiver, you'll understand who the devil is, being the so-called white man. All right, this is Revelation 20 and 7. It says, "And when the 1,000 years are expired," this is when they will. Matter of fact, let me start at 1. It says, "And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the keys to of the bottomless pit, and a chain in his hand. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years." All right, and that bottomless pit represents Europe because of the lack of minerals and resources. Okay, it said, "And cast him to the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till 1,000 years shall be fulfilled, and after that he shall be loosed a little season." Now I'm going to jump down to verse 7. It says, "And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison." All right. All right. because that's who they work after, the spiritual demon Satan. We all right, really, the children of Israel are supposed to be the physical manifestation of the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. And Esau is a spiritual, physical manifestation of Satan. All right? All right, so this is Revelation 20 and 8. It says, "And shall go and to deceive the nations which are in the four corners of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together into the battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea." And so that was his whole purpose. And you see America doing that right now, getting all these wars in preparation. America, NATO, and the EU, these are all European countries gather themselves together, which are the nations of Esau. Okay? And the chief house of Esau is Amalek. Those are the fake Jews. They're the ones that own everything. Okay? So we're painting the image of the devil, giving a description of who the devil is. All right? And I'm going to close it out with this. All right, this is 2 Thessalonians, and you got to understand the word devil means deceiver. This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. It says, "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall come, except there be a falling away first, and that man of steel be revealed, the son of perdition." At the time, the son of perdition was Judas, but in these times, the son of perdition is Esau. All right, "who opposes and exalted himself above all that is called God." All right, and that's what he does. All right, "or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God, that he is the power." All right, it says, "Remember you not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things." It says, and now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time." And the revealing of him is right now, man. We go out there on the highways and byways week in and week out, make these lessons and put them on the internet, exposing this devil, lifting up the skirt and showing his shame and his nakedness. It says, "For the mystery of iniquity doeth already work." All right, so like everybody was wondering who the devil was at that time. And Paul was like, man, he here. It's him. That's him. That's them over there. All right, it says, "Only he who will let until he be taken out of the way." And the only one that's going to take him out of the way and destroy him, well, the Most High is going to give us the powers to do that. But when Yahushua shows up with them angels, man, and them chariots, all right, and it says, this is 2 Thessalonians 2 and 8. It says, "And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth." That's us going out and prophesying against this devil. "And shall destroy with the brightness of his coming." That's Yahushua coming in the clouds with the angels and the chariots. It says, "Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan." All right, like I said before in the video earlier in the lesson, Esau, which is the devil, is the physical manifestation of the spiritual demon Satan. All right, "with all power and signs and lying wonders." All right, lying. That's what the scripture that Habakkuk said, though he transgresses by wine, through his lying. All right, it says, "and with all deceivableness." And we just read in Revelations 20 how he was loose out of the pit for a little season to deceive the nations. All right, it says, with all deceivableness and unrighteousness in them that perish, because they received not the love of the truth, that they might be saved." All right, so with that being said, that just shows you who sits in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is God, that's showing himself that he is the Most High. All right, and I'm gonna close it with that and leave you with the image. All right, now this is the mugshot. This is the sketch art. This is who we're looking for, the so-called white man. But this is how they set themselves up through iconoclasm, as portraying themselves as God, and having the whole world worship them as God. When the scriptures describe the Most High looking like the scriptures describe Yahweh Shai looking like his father. All right. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna bring that out real quick. Now this is who they paint the image of as being our Savior, but this is what the Bible describes. This is Revelation chapter 1, verse 13. It says, "And in the midst of the seven candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and a girt about the paps with a golden girdle. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow." That doesn't look woolly right there. It looks like stringy goat hair. All right? It says, "And his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace, and his voice as the sound of many waters." And your feet are the same color your body. And this is a pale-faced red devil right here. All right? This is the imposter. This is the reason why we call you the devil, so-called white man. With that being said, I want to say Kal Halayim La Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem Harikaku Dash Ma'amah. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, and salutation to the Akim that are pushing the truth and sincerity and truth, and peace and blessing to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai. Shalom.